whether the team is performing clean or unsightly. We'll cover it all here on Washington Football Nightly. I, of course, am your host, Louie T. Thank you for joining me. Let's get to tonight's lead story. It is now Friday, one day removed from Washington hosting a home playoff game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Wild Card Weekend. And with that said, the champs ahead! The champs ahead! That's right. Washington Football Team 2020 NFC East champions. Don't you forget about it. That said, Brandon Sheriff, Washington Football Team guard, voted All-Pro first team this afternoon by 50 media members. The first Washington Football Team player to be All-Pro first team since 1996 when punter Matt Turk was the last with that distinction. So it's a big deal. Washington had one hell of a drought, and the drought is now over. Took 25 years or so to get it done, 24 to be exact, but here we are. I'm excited for Brandon Sheriff. Congratulations to Big Sheriff. And Sheriff also won Washington's Ed Block Courage Award. So this guy's racking up the hardware this year. And I couldn't be more elated for him. You know, this is a guy that made the Pro Bowl yet again, one of two Pro Bowlers. I thought that Montez Sweat was shafted. I love Chase Young just as much as the next man, but Montez Sweat should have gotten in ahead of Chase Young this year. That, to me, is the way it should have gone. But whatever the case, Sheriff was one of two to make the Pro Bowl, and now he's our lone All-Pro. The only member of the NFC East to make an All-Pro team this year. So, congratulations to Big Sheriff. Really excited, really proud of him, and proud of the acknowledgement of how good this guy can be when he's healthy. That said, with this distinction, all I hear is cha-ching, cash registers. All right. Now, I want Brandon Sheriff here. I can't speak for anybody else out there. I want him here. You know, there are so many things that go into a decision like the one that we will have to make in the offseason, whether to retain a guy like Brandon Sheriff or to allow him to test free agency and find a new home. The first thing you think of is he's a guard. You don't want to overpay for a guard. While that may be the case, guards need love too. And when you got a really good one like we do, one that's homegrown that you drafted, you want to retain him. And it's no longer this league in which only tackles get paid. Everybody's getting their bread. And guards are getting paid too. And Zach Martin signed an $84 million deal a couple of years ago. Brandon Brooks, on a per-year annual salary, eclipsed him. And now Sheriff was the highest paid guard per annual salary this year. Obviously, he signed a franchise tag. And so he was paid more money than Brandon Brooks, who signed the extension last offseason to become the highest paid guard in the league per annual salary. Sheriff was making the most money this year at $15 million, a little bit over $15 million. So the question is, do you want to continue to pay Brandon Sheriff $15 million? Because that's what it's going to take. I'm just going to tell you right now, that's what it's going to take, $15 million per to keep him in Washington. And I feel like this. If you can pay Landon Collins 5 or 6, I think it's 6 years, $87 million, whatever it was. I don't remember the exact number. I think it was 6 for 84. You can pay Landon Collins that, and I get it. All that money is not going to be guaranteed, and he's not going to make it to the end of that contract. And it's not really a $84 million deal. It's more like a $60 million deal, whatever the hell the case may be. If you can pay Landon Collins a deal like that, you can pay Brandon Sheriff a 5-year, $85 million deal. You know? You can pay Brandon Sheriff, and that's, 5 years, $75 million would be $15 million per. You can pay Brandon Sheriff that kind of money. You know, if you wanted to go 6 years, then it would need to be $90 million. You can pay Brandon Sheriff that kind of money. And that's what I'm thinking this deal is going to look like. 6 years, $90 million, something like that. 5 years, $75 million. Something along those lines. And I'm okay with that. we can afford it, number one. You know, for all the people out there, oh my God, it's too much money. We got to pay this guy and we got to pay that guy. Well, guess what? Brandon was already taking up $15 million worth of cap space this year. So if you can afford him this year, you can afford him next year on the same cap hit. And that number will come significantly down if you work out a long-term deal. He won't be counting $15 million against the cap. That number will be reduced significantly if you get him signed to a long-term deal. So that'll bring that cap number way down. Number two, he's homegrown product. I can't state this enough. He's a captain. He's loved in the locker room. And what you have to do when you are an organization that wants your players to respect you, you got to show the other guys in the locker room that this is what happens when you do everything we ask of you. This is what happens. You get rewarded here, not elsewhere, not somewhere else around the league, here. When you play through injury, when you gut it out, which is what Brandon Sheriff has done numerous times, including this year, when you are a perennial Pro Bowler, when you do everything that we thrust upon you and become a captain with the C on the chest and represent the organization in the right way, you get paid here. And that's what you have to establish to the rest of the guys in the locker room. If I do it the right way, if I produce, if I do everything they ask of me, if I fight through injuries, if I play for these guys, they're going to reward me here. That's the message you want to send to the locker room. The only way you get that message conveyed is if you pay guys like Brandon Sheriff. I can't think of a guy more deserving in this locker room right now than Brandon Sheriff to get this bread. So if Ron wants to show his first real offseason, last year he just got here, he didn't know anybody, he didn't want to extend anybody, totally understood it. Now you've been here a year, you've been around these guys, you know how they work, you know how they operate, you know what they're about. Your first order of business this offseason should be take care of Brandon Sheriff. Let's take care of our own. Send the message loud and clear to the rest of the locker room. You do it like Brandon, you get paid like Brandon here. So, yeah, this doesn't help the cause if you were looking for some kind of discount on Brandon, which you weren't going to get anyway. But if you were looking for one, this All-Pro nomination, not going to help. As a matter of fact, that might have driven it up another $1 million, and we might be talking about Brandon Sheriff going $16 million per, or 17 even. You know, who knows? That could be a 5-year, $80 million deal. That's 16 per. I could see it. I could see 5 for 85. That's 17. And I wouldn't be mad. He deserves it. And so, congratulations to Brandon. They've got a decision to make in the offseason. I hope they make the right decision because, again, you're looking to send a message in the locker room. This is a captain. This is a guy that has fought his ass off for us. This is a guy that got injured, came back early from the injury, and has fought through injuries all season long to continue to play at a very high level. This is a guy that people look to in this locker room. He's a captain. He needs to be paid, and he needs to be paid here. So, with that said, let's transition into in other news. And I want to first start by reminding you that the Washington football team are your 2020 NFC East champions. Just in case you forgot, I reminded you at the top of the show. That was like maybe 10 or 15 minutes ago. Just wanted to make sure you didn't forget. So, I saw something interesting on Twitter last night. And Ron, oh, you tricky little slide devil, you. Ron threw us a curveball on Monday when he was asked about the jerseys. Hey, Ron, y'all undefeated in the white on whites, man. What you gonna do? You gonna put them on again? You're 3-0 this season, white on whites. You wore them against Pittsburgh. You wore them against San Francisco. You wore them again in Week 17 versus Philadelphia. Again, all of those games, however, on the road. So white was the jersey of the day. Now, you don't get to choose what you wear on the road. If the home team decides they want to wear white, you got no choice but to wear your dark colored jerseys. However, when you're at home, you get to choose what you do. You can wear dark colored jerseys. You can wear your white jerseys. You can wear an alt jersey if you have one of those and you want to put it on. You can do whatever you like. You can do whatever you like. Yeah. And Ron said, look, man, I'm not here to buck tradition. We're home. We're going to do what we've done at home. That's what Ron said. And so I reported what Ron said to me, and Ron said, nah, he didn't say, no, we weren't wearing white. He just said, we're going to do the traditional thing. What's been of late tradition has been the burgundy tops at home, white bottoms. That's what they've done at home. Now, we did go Berg on Berg. Didn't end well for us. We lost the game against Seattle, but we did look crispy. We did look crispy. But we haven't won in burgundy on burgundy yet. I think we're like 0 of 3 or 4 in those Berg on Bergs. At some point, you got to break that cycle because they're too dope to not wear just because we haven't won in them. But this isn't the time to go Berg on Berg when you haven't won. You do that in week 3 of the 2021 season. You do that in week 7 to go Berg on Berg, and try to break the trend. But not in the playoffs, not in wild card weekend. You stick with what works. And I told Ron, I said, Ron, technically, if you want to go traditional home unis, the championship garb is white tops, burgundy bottoms. That's if we being technical, but who's being technical here, Ron? Okay, since you've gotten here, burgundy tops, white bottoms is the home unis. Okay, so I was under the assumption that we were going to go Berg on white. And I was cool with that. I wasn't bucking off. I said, all right, Tampa probably wear either white on pewter or white on white. It's whatever. I could care less what the hell they do, personally. But then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Twitter account released this information last night. And the tweet was very simple. There was a video of the jerseys and the playoffs wild card weekend, and it was flashing, and it said just simply 4 words: red jerseys, pewter pants. And then I watched the little video, and it was flashing, and then you saw the jersey, and then it flashed again, and then you saw the pants. If they're wearing red jerseys and pewter bottoms, that must mean we're wearing white on whites. Hey, Ron, you sly devil, you lied to me. You tricked me. You got me. So look what I'm wearing now. I'm back. See, all week long I had switched it up because I was expecting some burgundy jerseys. So I had on burgundy and I had on yellow. And if Ron would have told me from the jump, hey, you getting white on white, bro, I'm going to bless you again. We undefeated. They don't think we can do it. We going to the well one more time. We going to Old Faithful. If he would have told me that, I'd have been white on white all week. That's no here nor there. And this is gray. I understand this is gray. But I consider this my white on white get up right here. Okay? Anyway. So I'm excited about that. I know some people don't give a shit about the jerseys. They don't care. I do. Okay? First of all, we look so clean. So fresh is so clean. Ain't nobody dope as we. We just so fresh. So fresh is so clean. When we put on the white on white, ooh, you better watch yourself. We clean. So I'm looking to do some cleaning up on Saturday night, man. I really am. And it starts with the jerseys. Wise man once told me, look good, feel good. Feel good, play good. Play good, well, you know the rest. I'm looking to get us a dub. And to me, the first step is to go out there looking good. So you feel good. So you go out there and you play good. I love it. White on whites, here we come. All right, so that was really eye-opening news for me last night. I was so excited about that. But wearing jerseys don't win you games. It's the guys in the jerseys that are going to win the game and make the difference. And so I go from there. And I just want to say this before we transition into our keys to the game and our prediction. I'm going to be watching this thing in the MLBB. And I've talked about the MLBB so many times, and I am still flabbergasted at how many of you don't even know what it is. Are you serious? We've talked about this thing a million times. We've been watching these games together since like week 7 or so. The Flick app is an app that allows you to comment. It's interactive, and I've been a part of it since, again, week 6, week 7, somewhere in there. And we've been watching these games together collectively as a group, and we've been chatting as we watch these games live. I always apologize to those of you who are running a little bit behind, because if you've got satellite dish, whether it's Dish TV or Dish Network or Direct TV or whatever, you're probably your feed's gonna be 3 to 5, maybe 7 seconds behind someone that's getting direct cable. Whatever the case, or if you're watching it on YouTube TV, or you're watching it on some kind of off-brand website that you hacked into, or whatever the case may be, you might be a little bit behind. And I can tell you, it's not for you if that's the case. Because I know when I was at my parents' house, they had Direct TV on Thanksgiving, and you guys were telling me what was happening before it happened. I couldn't do it. I was all right. I got to get out of here, because they're telling me great play, or they're telling me, what are you doing? And I can't see that. I need to see the game first and then react. But if you are watching it and your feed is synced up to ours and we're not ahead of you, it's a great place to be amongst fellow fans watching the game. Now, I told you this last night, and if you've been in the MLBB, you can attest to this. I don't have to spell this out for you. The MLBB is not for everybody. Because, yes, while there are nothing but Washington fans in there for the most part, the temperature is never quite set at a comfortable level. Okay? It's usually extremely hot or extremely cold. What do I mean by that? Somebody, I thought, said it perfectly. Either you're about to have a heat stroke, or you have frostbite and you're about to go into shock, thermic shock, all right, hypothermic shock. And essentially what I mean by that is either people are extremely negative, whether Alex Smith just turned it over, get him out of there, put Taylor Heineke in, Alex is trash, Scott Turner's the worst coordinator, one bad play. He got 10 straight good plays, one bad play. Scott Turner's the worst offensive coordinator ever. Get him out of here. He needs to be fired. He sucks. Or it's extremely positive. If we're kicking ass and oh my God, we're going to the Super Bowl. This team is awesome. And so we're never in the middle, never finding the happy medium. We're always at one end of the spectrum or the other. So it's not for everybody. I enjoy it. And it's easy to ignore the stuff that you don't want to comment to. You don't have to get wrapped up. If somebody's talking about Dwayne Haskins over here, let them talk about Dwayne Haskins. That has nothing to do with the game. You can focus on the people that are actually enjoying the game with you and talk to them. All right? You don't have to respond to every comment that's out there. But I find myself enjoying all of it. We're all family, as I tell you all the time. We're all family members. And so some more obnoxious than others. But in that forum, you don't have to respond if you don't want to. You can just sit there and read all the comments and be a lurker for all for all I know. You don't have to say anything. You can just be reading the comments and watching the game as we go along. But I'm commenting quite often, almost after every play. And it's a lot of fun, and we enjoy the game together, and you kind of see it through my lens as I'm watching the game. I point out things, and I told you there are always little things that happen that are really funny. I've done that enough. Again, if you're not a part of the MLBB, I don't know what you're waiting on. And I know once the season's over, I'm going to be using the MLBB to, put a lot of my drafts thoughts in there as it pertains to this team. And a lot of it I'm going to talk about on this channel, obviously, but there are going to be some things that I discuss in the MLBB, and I may not bring up on the channel. Who knows? So make sure you're a part of the MLBB, because it's not just watching the games together. There are different interactive things that we do. I'm going to try to be more involved. There are polls. I've talked about that before. We've had polls in there that I've brought up on the channel before. There are also quizzes that I'll be able to put up there, and you guys can take the quizzes. And have fun with that as well to test your Washington football knowledge. And there are abundance of other things that can go on in there. And like I talked about yesterday, there's even a Washington news and notes section that I've set aside that people go in and everything that they see, whether it's somebody disrespecting our team and someone screenshotted all the Buccaneers predictions for the win on NFL Network. And it was like 10 different predictions, all Bucks, ranging from a 3-point victory to like a 23-point victory or whatever. You know what I mean? They post stuff, everything in there, so you don't miss anything if you're there. You know, in case something may have slipped by you, they got it all covered for you in there. So it's a ton of fun. I thoroughly enjoy it, and I think you will too if you give it a chance. So the link is down in the description. It's the very first thing you see in the description of this and just about every single video I do. Click on the link. If you don't have the app, it will take you to the App Store where you'll download the link, and then when you open it, it'll take you straight there. If not, click on the link again after you already have the app downloaded, and it will take you straight to where the MOBB, which is called the Washington Mob Squad, which is why you always hear us talking about the MOBB. Stand up! We in the building because we the Mob Squad. Washington Mob Squad. Click on it, join it, and there you go. You're in like Flynn, and you can watch the game with us on Saturday night. That said, let's move on to what you probably all been waiting for and what you're here for. That's the keys to the game and the prediction for what's going to happen on Saturday night, 8:15, when Washington and Tampa Bay lock horns at FedEx Field and Wild Card Weekend Saturday nightcap. So, man, I'm so excited about this game. Haven't been nervous all week. I'm going to be a wreck tomorrow, though. I know I am. But I'm so ready. I'm so ready. And as always, we're going to start with the defense and what they need to do against Tampa's O to get the dub. And then we're going to transition to the Washington O and what they need to do against the Tampa D to help us get the win. So the defense is the catalyst. That's what's going to win us games. That's what's won us games all season long. Nothing has changed. So we start with the defense and what they need to do against Tampa Bay's offense, which is high-powered, featuring Tom Brady and a bunch of offensive weapons. And if we're not careful, this could get out of hand. It really could. I don't see it happening. We haven't been blown out all season long, but this is one of those games where if you're not careful, if we have one of these games where we come out shell-shocked and we give up early points and we can't score and we can't sustain offense and we keep punting and we keep giving Brady more opportunities, this could get ugly fast. And everybody that thought we were going to get our brains bashed in will be right. I just want to set that aside, however. But just know that that is a realistic possibility. You know, these guys can't come out and take a quarter and a half to wake the hell up, because by then you could be down 23-0. And this is not 2015. Kirk Cousins isn't walking through that door yelling, "You like that?" And we won't come back and win that football game, I promise you. There is no Pierre Garçon. There is no Deshaun Jackson. There is no Jordan Reed. There will be no comebacks if you fall down 24-0 in this game, just so you know. So the first key to the game, set tone early. Okay, I can't state this enough. I can't put enough emphasis on this. The tone must be set early. How do you do that? First things first, stop the run. You thought I was going to say get to Brady. Nope. Stop the run first. You know, the Buccaneers have done a really good job of running the football this season. Ronald Jones is averaging up over 5 yards a pop. Dude's been outstanding this season. When he goes and he's running the football effectively, it makes their play action fake that much more dangerous, as if it needs any help. You take him away, you make them a 3-yard, 2-yard a carry team, it puts all the onus on Tom Brady to win them the football game, which he's fully capable of. We're aware of this. But it gives us a better chance to get to him. So you don't want the balance of handing it off to Ronald Jones and having him go for 5. This can't be Seattle, is what essentially what I'm trying to spell out for you. This can't be the Seattle game where they're getting 5 and 6 a pop, getting 9 and 10 off the edge. We got Cole Holcomb, so I don't anticipate that being the case. We didn't have Cole Holcomb that day, It was a different defense than it is now. But I'm just letting you know, this can't be the Seattle game or we're in trouble. Can't be the Carolina game for that matter. Got to really be on our P's and Q's early. And we were flat. After the turnover in that Carolina game, we were flat. Can't be flat. You stop the run, and then the next thing you have to do is hit Brady. That's how you set the tone early. Hit Brady early, hit Brady often. And look, even if one of them results in a 15-yard penalty, I might be pissed off in the moment, but message sent. He needs to know he's going to be under siege in this game. He can't be back there comfortable, getting into a rhythm. His offensive line can't be smelling themselves. They can't be feeling good about what they're doing. Brady needs to be looking around at when the next hit is coming. He needs to be antsy in the pocket. Got to get to Brady. Got to hit him. You don't necessarily need sacks to do this. Sacks are great. You need pressure, though. Consistent pressure. You do that, and Brady is definitely going to feel it. He's 43. Brady used to feel it when he was 33. He's 43 now. He really doesn't want to get hit. You hit him early, you hit him often, you got a chance to really shuffle his papers. All right? As Coach Joe used to say. You really got a chance to shuffle his papers. Next key to the game for the defense. This is, to me, one of the biggest of the game from a defensive standpoint. You got to set the tone early. I think that's massive. Can't state that enough. But getting interior pressure on Brady, to me, is really the key. We talk about hitting Brady, interior pressure, and I think there are ways that we can manufacture this. And, you know, I went back and I watched the Steelers game because I thought without sacking Ben Roethlisberger, we did a pretty damn good job of creating interior pressure, guys getting their hands up in the passing lane, batting balls down. But we knew that Ben Roethlisberger was going to get rid of the football early in that game. So there was an emphasis put on getting inside and getting your hands up. Well, in this game in particular, I think you're going to see, and without the threat of Brady tucking and running, you don't have to worry about rush lane integrity or any of that shit. So you can collapse inside and you can rush inside, and I think you're going to see a lot of Montez Sweat and Chase Young running stunts inside. I think you're going to see a lot of them running games inside to try to really create a muddy pocket for Brady where guys are looping inside and trying to win with some quickness and getting to Brady and making him uncomfortable. I think you're going to see Chase Young looping inside. And you're going to see Montez Sweat looping inside. You're going to see Kerrigan looping inside. You're going to see a lot of different games. We did the same thing against the Steelers, and I think it was a winning effort. I think they're going to do the same thing here because I don't know if I trust just Jonathan Allen. And even though I trust Allen more than I do Payne, I don't trust those guys necessarily to just get one-on-one pressure. Even though Allen has been he's been superb of late getting pressure by himself. But I think you're going to see some games where our big-time pass rushers are looping inside and really trying to make it hell on Brady on the interior. I look for them to switch it up. Rushes on the outside, looping them inside. Interior pressure is where it's at against Brady. You do that, you'll be able to rattle his cage. Keep everything in front of you. You know the rules to the game. Nothing cheap, nothing deep. If you want to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you have to make them nickel and dime. That is not the way this offense is set up. This offense is set up for chunk plays and shots over the top. That is Bruce Arians' MO. It's the way he coaches. It's always been the way he's approached it. You go all the way back to Carson Palmer in Arizona. That's what they did. No risk it, no biscuit, okay? You got to take shots. You got to take chances. You got to push it down the field vertically. That's what they do. And so we're going to get tested unlike we've been tested all season long. And we haven't been the best in keeping the big play from happening. And I'm nervous about this. I really am. Because we've given up our fair share of big plays this season. And the Buccaneers, they hunt for them. The last time we played a team with a quarterback, as Jack Del Rio termed, a big play hunter, all right? was Matthew Stafford. And what did he do? He hit us for a few big plays in that game and just missed another one. If his receiver was any good, he probably would have had another one. So I'd be lying to you if I said I wasn't nervous. I'd be lying to you if I said I wasn't nervous about Scotty Miller and Antonio Brown inside. We got to make sure that they earn everything that they get. And if Brady does the surgical thing where he's finding the open guy and he's getting rid of the football and he's doing what Brady does, well, fine. Add us to the list of teams that Brady has slayed in the postseason with a hell of a performance. But if we give up big plays and they're cheapies and they're easy and it's a 3-play, 73-yard drive and it's capped off by a 62-yard touchdown, that's bullshit. That'll get you beat. We're going to need Jeremy Reeves to really be on his grind in this game. P's and Q's, Y's and Z's. Head on a swivel. Be where you're supposed to be. Deeper than the deepest. If you in cover 3, deeper than the deepest. You in cover 2, make sure you got your deep half. Don't fall asleep behind the wheel. We have got to make sure that we are playing our responsibilities soundly. Brady has made a living off of capitalizing off of your mistakes. You make a mistake. You thought you had safety help. You don't. Touchdown. You thought you had help to the inside, so you're playing outside leverage. Touchdown. Safety is supposed to be there. You're right. You're supposed to have inside help. You don't. Touchdown. Everybody has to be on one accord. He's going to take shots. This is not a game where we're going to see a bunch of underneath stuff. He is going to take at least 5 shots in this game. And when I say shots, I'm not talking about 20 or 25. I'm talking about 30, 35, 40 yards down the field. He is going to take at least 5 shots in this game. It is what they do in Tampa Bay. And if you're not careful, he won't hit just 1 or 2. He'll hit 3 of them, and we'll be out of our misery before we even get to the fourth quarter. And there have been ball games, just because you make it to the fourth quarter and you think you're safe, and now you got a chance. They've exploded in the fourth quarter in several games this season and run away from teams that were within 4. I think about the Raiders game every single time. That was a 24-20 game with 7 minutes left. They won that game 45-20. They've done that multiple times this year. Games close, teams hanging around, and then they explode. They're capable of doing that. I don't think they're going to do that against us, but that just shows you the big play capability of this football team. We have to make sure we keep everything in front of us. No cheapies. Nothing cheap, nothing deep. You know the rules to the game, then play. Keep everything in front of you. Last key defensively. Red zone D and 1 turnover. It's Tampa. It's Tom Brady. It's Mike Evans. It's Chris Godwin. It's Scotty Miller. It's Antonio Brown. It's Rob Gronkowski. They're going to get into the red zone. Okay? We're not pitching a shutout this week. Okay? They're going to get in the red zone. The key is, unlike last week, there is no mobile quarterback here. Nobody got to worry about. Now, Brady, if they're at the 5 and he doesn't like it, Brady will tuck the shit and run. But that's as good as it's going to get. He's not tucking it from the 9 and running for a touchdown. You don't have to worry about that shit this week. Okay? That's the beauty of what we're looking at this week. Yeah, on one hand, he's the best to do it from the pocket. God damn it, he's the best to do it from the pocket. But on the other hand, we don't have to worry about if shit breaks down and the A-gap opens up, he's going to take off and run. We don't have to worry about that this week. Feels good. Feels good to not have to worry about that. That said, he's one of the best in the red zone at threading the needle. He'll throw it right in that little hole. You didn't think it was even a window. He throws his guy open. We have to at least get 1 stop, 50% in the red zone. If they get in there 4 times, they score 2 touchdowns. Can't score 3. Can't score 3. They get in the red zone 3 times. They got to score. It can't score 3 touchdowns. 2. We can't give up more than 2 touchdowns in this game. Add that into this. Keys to the game. They can't score more than 2 touchdowns. 3 at most. But if in the red zone in particular, they can't score more than 2 touchdowns. If one of those touchdowns comes from outside the red zone, fine. I won't like it because that means they hit us with a big play. But anything more than 3 touchdowns, we lose this game. I can assure you, if they score 4 touchdowns in this game, we lose. Positively, unequivocally, we lose. We're living on the edge if they score 3 touchdowns. We are teetering on the edge if they score 3 touchdowns. The magic number for them in this game, touchdown-wise, is 2. 2 touchdowns, 2 field goals is the most we can give up. That's 20 points. You guys can do the math. You give up anything more than that, more likely than not, you're going to lose this game. We haven't scored more than 23 points since Thanksgiving. It's not who we are. It hasn't been who we've been all season long. Don't play yourself. We need 1 turnover. Just 1. It's not that dissimilar from the Steelers game. What I'm explaining to you isn't that dissimilar from the Steelers game, because if we're going to win, that's the blueprint. We're going to need some breaks, like Roethlisberger on that 4th down to their running back, McFarland. Had him open, missed him. We need breaks, just like we got him in that Steelers game. 8 drops, whatever the hell it was, we need breaks. But in order to get luck, you got to be in position to receive luck. You got to force the issue to get into a position where luck can break your way. We got to be there, ready, willing, and able to accept any help that Brady is willing to give to us. And I don't care how the turnover comes, on a muffed punt, on a kickoff return that the returner gets hit and he fumbles the ball, or if Brady fumbles on a hit, or if he throws a pick, or one of his guys catches it and he's trying to make something extra after the run and the ball comes out. We just need one of them things. Just one. Now you shift over to Washington's offense versus Tampa Bay's defense. The first key is be aggressive on first downs. And I want to state this clearly. This is not a key, but you already know about this, but I just need to say it, because when I don't say it, it doesn't happen, and I just want to make sure I say it out of my mouth. Survive the first half. Not a key to the game, but you know what this is. If you're a Washington fan, you know what this is. You know exactly what I mean when I say survive the first half. I'd like to thrive in the first half, but haven't done that many times. Survive the first half. You know what it is in the second half. Survive the first half. Be aggressive on first down stuff. That's my first key to the game. I talked about this the other night on the show. Someone asked me, how do you beat the Buccaneers? If you're Scott Turner, how would you game plan for them? I would be aggressive on first downs. I thought we actually did a phenomenal job against the Eagles of attacking on first down. And when I say attacking, that doesn't mean taking deep shots on first down. That doesn't mean throwing the football down the field on a 15-yard dig route, even though it was open against the Eagles and Alex didn't pull the trigger. And I would like him to if it's there. I'm just saying, don't look to be, hey, we gotta stay balanced. Let's run it on first down and get 1. And now it's 2nd and 9. Nah. There's a time and a place for running it, even if it's only for 1 or 2. There's a time and a place for that. It's called 2nd down after you got 6 on first down. Or it's on 2nd down after you got 4 on first down. That's why you need to be aggressive on first down. Set the tone. Get 5 on first down. You know, I think there are going to be opportunities against their secondary. We're going to talk about that here in a second. But don't be afraid to challenge them. You know, run a slant, run a comeback, run a 5-yard stop. Boom, first down, or on first down, 5 yards, 6 yards. J.D. McKissic out of the backfield at some point, and I talked about this on my film breakdown. I said at some point, J.D. running out into the flats, you got to turn that thing up, out and up, just like you did against Detroit. And you got to hit him. Don't think that they didn't watch film and see J.D. McKissick catch that same damn out route on the right sideline 87 times in the last 3 games. Don't think that they didn't watch it. Don't think they didn't see it against Pittsburgh. Don't think they didn't see it against Carolina. Don't think that they didn't see it against Seattle. Don't think that they didn't watch it last week against the damn Eagles, because they did. It's the same goddamn route. Towards the sideline. How many times can you run that shit before somebody tries to jump it? Out and up. Be aggressive on first down. That's an out and up on first down, not on second or third down. Run that on first down. They think you want 4. I want 74 on a touchdown. Be aggressive on first down. That will put you in the situations that we were in against Philadelphia. And hopefully we'll be able to convert on 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5. When you get 4, you get 5, you get 6 on first down. No matter what happens on second down, whether it's a no gain or 1 or 2, you're in 3rd and manageable, man. You've done the early work. In basketball, when you're in the post, they tell you, get your position early. Do your work early, meaning you establish post position early. Don't call for the ball and you all the way at the elbow. No. You get down on the block and you back his ass as close to the basket as you can. Then you call for the ball, and when I get it to you, you've already done your work. All you gotta do is turn around and put it up off the glass and in, or dunk it. However the hell close you are. Do your work early. That's the equivalent of making sure you be aggressive on first down. Next key to the game. Don't veer too far away from the run. Yeah, I get it. Tampa Bay is the #1 rush defense in the league. I heard it 87 times already. Heard it all before. I know what they are. You don't have to beat that shit into my brain. I know. That doesn't mean you don't run it. That doesn't mean you can't run it either. But you got to be smart about how you do it. But don't go too far off. Again, this is not a 58 pass attempt game from Alex by himself or a combination of Alex and Taylor. This is not supposed to be one of those games. I hope it's not one of those games. We can run the football enough to be dangerous. Look, this could be one of those games where Gibson ends up with 13 carries for 42 yards. Not a great average game, but if you stick with it, you keep them honest. That's all I'm looking to do. I don't want them teeing off on whomever's at quarterback. I don't want them feeling good about us in 3rd and 7 and 3rd and 8 and 9 consistently, because you decided you wanted to throw it on first down, throw it on second down, and now it's 3rd and 9. Or it's 3rd and 10. Don't veer too far away from the run. I know they stopped the run. I know they're stout up front. They're missing one of their linebackers. He's a big difference maker. He's a ball carrier bagger. Okay? He's a hunter. He's not in there. No Devin White. Feel good about that. Don't be afraid to run the football. Be smart about it. Be creative about it. That play to Steven Sims, little Statue of Liberty fake throw, handoff, that's creative. You're not doing that again this week. That's just something to put on film for them to see, to be aware of. Not doing that this week. Jet sweep, it'd be nice to get one of those in. But don't veer too far away from the run, man. This can't be one of those 58 attempt games for our quarterbacks. Whether it's just Alex or it's Taylor and Alex, it can't be one of those games. Next key to the game, attack the secondary. I'm not afraid. Look, I respect the hell out of this Bucs defensive line. I respect the hell out of their linebackers without Devin White. I still respect the hell out of their linebackers. They're fast, they're talented, they're active. They got Levante David. They're still good at linebacker. We know the usual suspects on that D-line. We know Shaq Barrett. We know Ndamukong Suh. We know JPP. We know Vernon Golston. We know the talent is there on the D-line. I don't respect their secondary. It's a bunch of young boys. It's the blind leading the blind. They got a good rookie. They got a bunch of second and third year safeties. All right, so it's 1, 2, 3 in terms of years in the league at safety. And then you got a bunch of youngins at the cornerback position. I respect nothing back there. None of it. I want to attack their secondary. I want to attack their secondary until they're coughing up completions. And so I'm looking to go slants. I'm looking to go hitches. I'm looking to go comebacks. And then when they start to get aggressive coming up underneath, I want to slant them to death. This should be Terry for 5 slants early in the game. And I'll say, okay, I'm jumping that next goddamn slant. And then right when they think they jumping some shit, slant and go. Got him, sluggo. Uh-oh. Got him. Attack this secondary. They can be got. They can be had. That's the weakness of this defense. I hope Scott Turner, Alex Smith, Taylor Heineke, whomever's in the game, I hope they're all on one accord. They're in sync here, and they see that this Buccaneers secondary can be had. There are completions galore out there if you want them. Go get them. Attack this secondary. Make them work. There are mistakes that I've watched all season long these guys make. They fall asleep behind the wheel. They're very sloppy in their eye discipline. You can have this secondary make mistakes. They can be had. Attack. Don't sit on your heels. Don't wait for them to bring the fight to you. Attack these boys. I talked about being aggressive on first down. That includes attacking this secondary. Attack! Send the boys after them. Somebody's got to step up. Steven Sims, Cam Sims. Terry's going to need some help. I see Terry having a big game, but he's going to need some help. Somebody else is going to have to step up. Logan, somebody. We're going to need them all. All hands on deck. All we heard about all week is the Buccaneers and all their weapons. Well, we got some that's not too shabby on our side, too. Well, let's prove it. Attack their secondary. And finally, this is really big. It kind of goes without saying, but it needs to be said. So I'm going to say it. And it's one of the keys to the game. Because if we don't do this, and this has been the story of our season, if we don't do this, we're going to lose. It's almost been automatic. Play clean ball and finish drives. It's final key offensively for Washington. Play clean ball and finish drives. So, I talked about needing one turnover from Tampa. We can't have any. Not one. This season, when we've won the turnover battle, we've been a really good team this season. You know, in almost every single one of our victories, the first thing you can point to is either we were even or we won the turnover battle. You can go through all 7 of the victories, and you'll find yourself saying, yep, won the turnover battle there, even in the turnover battle there, won it again there. It's no secret what we got to do. I think the only game that we won where we lost the turnover battle, if I'm not mistaken, I think was the Cincinnati game. I don't recall us forcing a turnover in that game. I know we did turn it over once. Alex Smith had the interception right before the half. But outside of that, I think every game that you'll find that we've won this season, we either won the turnover battle or we broke even. So, I already said if we're going to win this game, it's going to look like the Pittsburgh game. We didn't turn it over. We tried. JD put it on the carpet. Logan, incredible recovery. But we didn't turn it over that game. I said we just need one from the Steelers, just one. And we waited for the perfect time to get that one. Montez Sweat batting the ball in the air, picked off by John Boston. We got to play clean ball. If it's not a touchdown, if it's not a field goal, then it needs to end in a punt. Unless Ron decides to go for it on 4th down. If we get it, great. If we don't, okay. And there may be some rolling of the dice in this game, and that's fine. But we can't turn the football over and put our defense in compromising positions, even though they've shown this season that they are capable of bailing us out like they did in Week 17 versus Philadelphia. Don't do that this week, though. You can't play the way you've played down the stretch. You can't play like you played against like you played against Seattle. You can't play like you played against Carolina. You can't play like you played against Philadelphia and expect to beat Tampa Bay. You won't. I guarantee you we won't. Gotta play clean ball, man. If we're going to have any chance, we cannot, under any circumstances, turn the football over. I can't stress that enough. I'm never more disappointed with this team than when we turn it over 4 or 5 times in a game. You don't give yourself a chance. And finish drives. This isn't the week where you get this great drive going, 11 plays, 5 minutes. You're at the Tampa Bay 13, and then you decide to self-destruct. Hands to the face, chop block, holding, false start, another false start, and now all of a sudden it's 1st and 20 from the Tampa Bay 23-yard line. Don't do that. Don't get to the 8-yard line, 1st and goal from the 8, and then get a holding penalty, and now it's 1st and goal from the 18. Don't do that. Finish drives. You start at your own 11, and you move it to the Tampa 31. That needs to end in points, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown. That needs to end in points. Don't go backwards. Don't self-destruct. Don't take a sack. Knock you out of field goal range. Finish drives with a touchdown, with a field goal. Points are points in this game. And you know what I prefer. You know the rules to the game. Touchdowns win games. Field goals do not. Field goals don't win games. Touchdowns do. You know the rules to the game. Play. But score points. Finish drives. Field goal, touchdown, finish drives. Not every drive is going to end in a touchdown. Dustin, you my boy, D-Hop. No nicknames this week. F that. You Dustin this week. Earn the right for me to call you D-Hop. You my boy, you know that. You know where my loyalty resides. But I need you to be on your shit this week. So you Dustin right now. Come on. We need you. Every kick, extra points, field goals. I need every single one of them. Not a single point can be left on the scoreboard. You saw how that affected us against Seattle. I can't have it. You were massive against the Steelers. I need it again. So, those are my keys to the game. I said all of that to say this. I feel really good about this game. I do. But I understand what this is. And I understand who that is. And I know what we're capable of and what they're capable of. And so I'm going to tell you how this game is going to go. We're going to be in this thing to win it. And we're going to be up 20-19. The Buccaneers are going to score 2 touchdowns, 2 field goals. They're going to miss an extra point. Excuse me. I got the wrong score up here. I'm going to change it right now. This score is going to be 25-20. How are we going to get to 25-20? I'm going to explain right now. We're going to be up in this game. So let me tell you how this game is going to go. It's going to be back and forth in the first half. Tampa's going to take a 3-0 lead. We're going to score a touchdown. We're going to take a 7-3 lead. Tampa's going to go back ahead 10-3 or 10-7. That's your halftime score. Okay, 10-7, Tampa Bay's up. Tampa's going to score a touchdown to kick off the second half because they're going to win the toss, defer to the second half. They're going to get the second half kickoff. They're going to score. They're going to go up. 16, he's going to miss the extra point. 16-7. We're going to seize control of the game because we're going to do that second half shit that we do so well. And we're going to seize control of the game. And we're going to score 13 unanswered points. All right? So we're going to score another touchdown and 2 field goals. We're going to take the lead 20-19. And right when you think we got these bastards, or excuse me, 20-16, we're going to be up. Tampa's going to kick a field goal early in the fourth quarter to cut this thing to 20-19, and it's going to remain there until 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Brady's going to get the football. He's going to take them on a nice drive. They're going to score that thing with 1 minute and 2 seconds left. They're going to go for 2. They're going to fail, And that's how we're going to get to 25. They tried to make it 27-20. They fail, and it's 25-20. Now we got to go on a drive, score a touchdown. We're not going to be able to do it. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to escape FedEx Field with a 25-20 victory on Saturday night. It's going to be a thrilling game, a heartbreaking game for us as fans. But I'm going to be proud of the fellas that they put up the effort that they did. They backed up all the shit that I've talked because I guaranteed that it wasn't going to be a blowout and that we were going to be in this game. And they're gonna make me look like they've made me look all year. That's like a proud papa whose sons finally made it. So we're going to be in this thing. And if, that last drive that I just speak of, if that's when we decide to get the one turnover, we'll win the game. If not, Brady's going to get us. So 25-20, Tampa Bay Buccaneers escape FedEx Field with a win. What a season it was. Let's hope I'm wrong. And let's hope that on Monday, we talk about the champs are here. And the champs are moving on to the divisional round. That would be one hell of a night, indeed, if we're able to get it against the Buccaneers. But we'll see what happens. Either way, looking forward to what you guys say. All right, score and more down in the comment section of this video. I can't wait to read them. I don't know if I'm going to do my pregame video or not. I'm planning on doing a live stream at around noon because, the game kicks off, the first one at 1:05, and I want to be in front of my television set for that. But I may do something early on Saturday. It just depends on how how early I get up, how organized I am. But the plan is to do something for the game, before the game. Obviously, we won't have time to go live before the game because the second game is at 4:40. That'll end around 7:45-ish, maybe even close to 8 o'clock. We'll be pressed up against it for time, and so we won't have enough time to do anything prior to the game starting. So just look forward to me doing something potentially early in the day. And, you can leave it down in the comment section if you're interested in me doing that or not. Maybe you're like, nah, I'm good. This is enough. And I'll see you in the MOBB, and then I'll see you after the game, whatever happens. So either way, looking for your score and more down in the comment section. I can't wait to read them and see what you think is going to happen in this game. That said, that's going to do it for me, your man, Louie T. Bart Scott. Can't wait. This game is going to be so much fun. I can't wait to watch it. But if you haven't already done so, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and also hit that like button if you haven't already done that too. Looking forward to your comments and what you think is going to happen in this game. Should be a dandy. Tom Brady coming to FedEx. Who would have thought? I can't wait, man. Should be fun. Score more down in the comment section. I'm your man, Louie T. This has been Washington Football Nightly. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.
Here comes the diesel. Here comes the diesel. There's the snap. Hand to Riggins. Good hold. He's got the first down to the 40. He's gone. The 35, the 30, the 20.